Welcome to this full week of workouts. So to begin, I am starting off with glute drive or machine hip thrusts. With these, I try to make sure that I'm keeping my chin tucked to protect my lower back, and I squeeze and hold the movement at the very top for a few seconds to make sure that I am getting the max glute activation. I do these every single time that I work out because growing my glutes and maintaining muscle there is really important to me. So I do 3 sets of these for about 8 to 12 reps. Now moving into lat pull downs. On 2 separate days I do lat pull downs, but on this particular day I focus on holding the movement at the very bottom to activate my upper back, because my upper back tends to be my weak spot when it comes to getting my first pull-up. So by holding at the bottom, I am strengthening that area more. And I do 3 sets of these for 6 to 8 reps. Now moving into Bulgarian split squats. I used to really struggle with these because my balancing foot used to cramp up, but I find that if you put most of your body weight on the working leg, then that gets rid of that problem. I like to lean forward a little bit to make sure that I'm hitting my glutes more. I just hinge at the hips slightly and then go into the exercise. And I do 3 sets of these, 8 to 12 reps. Now I'm doing dumbbell bench press. I'll be honest, training chest and triceps isn't my favorite, but it is necessary to work out your entire body to prevent imbalances. So I do at least 1 exercise a week that works out my chest and triceps. The weight isn't very heavy. It's only like 30 pounds for each arm. Now I'm doing lateral raises to hit the shoulders. Wow, my form looks like shit here, but that's only because of this angle. But the main thing with this, I try to make sure that I keep my elbows slightly bent to prevent any injuries. I do 3 sets of these for 12 to 20 reps. I'll be honest, progressing with these is really hard though. Moving on to the final burnout exercise of this workout, it is face pulls. I do these optionally if I have time at the end of my workout, and I only do 1 to 2 sets for 12 to 20-ish reps. I do these to hit my rear delts and again strengthen my upper back to hopefully achieve that first pull-up. Sometimes I'll choose to squeeze and hold when the rope is closest to my face, but I'm not doing that here. Welcome to day 2 of this week of workouts. So again, I'm doing hip thrusts on the glute drive machine. I did not tell a lie when I said that I do these every single time that I work out. So I'm just putting this clip in here to show you that this is what I do. I'm not going to explain it. Next, I'm doing pull-up isometric holds. This is probably the single most important exercise that I do to strengthen my upper back to get my first overhand pull-up. So I am just using the platform to jump up to the bars, or the handles in this case. I try to keep my chin above the handles and hold it there for 5 to 10 seconds, and then slowly lower myself down for 5 to 10 seconds. And then at the very bottom, I'm doing scat pull-ups for 5 reps, and I do 3 sets of these. Next, I'm doing incline leg press. This shit blows up my quads, so I love it. It's pretty self-explanatory. You load up the weight, release the safety bars, and then bring the platform down as much as is comfortable for you. I start off with a warm-up set, and then after I do about 8 reps with the warm-up set, I'll increase the weight and go into my working sets. So total, that would be 4 sets, and for my working sets, I try to work in the 8 to 12 rep range. I apologize that my full body isn't in the frame, but I'm doing lat pull downs next. So 2 sets are going to be strength focused and 2 sets are going to be hypertrophy focused. So for the strength focused sets, I'm doing 4 to 6 reps at a heavy weight, and then for my hypertrophy sets, I do 8 to 12 reps. Next up is the seated shoulder press. I do 3 sets of these for 6 to 10 reps. Now, a little tip with these that I learned over the years is that it's a good idea to slightly internally rotate your elbows to protect your shoulder joints from injury while you're doing these. So that's what I'm doing here. Welcome to day 3. If you made it this far and you're still watching, thank you, you're a real one. So now I'm doing hip thrusts again. Are we really surprised? Now I'm warming up for my attempt at neutral grip pull-ups. So I don't know what these are called, but I'm just taking the lightest resistance band possible and putting it over my head and behind my back. Now I'm doing around the worlds. I don't know if that's what they're truly called, but that's what I call them. After these, I go into band pull-aparts to activate my rear delts. And I do 5 reps of each of these. Putting on chalk because this helps tremendously with my grip. Here goes my attempt. I'm about to try it. All right, here it goes. And I failed, which is fine. Now going into Romanian deadlifts. I freaking hate these. They are such a slog, but they are great glute builders. So I do them once a week. I do 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. I really focus on keeping my back straight so as to not injure my back. And I try to lower the weight for 3 to 5 seconds. The main driver for this exercise are the glutes and hamstrings rather than your back. So you want to hinge at the hips instead of just bending over with your back. And a cue that really helps me is to keep the barbell as close as possible to my legs. So if the barbell is slightly grazing my thighs and shins on the way down, then honestly that's a win for me. I mean, as long as you're not like scraping the skin off of you, then it's okay. Now I'm doing machine rows. I do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps on each side. I really focus on squeezing my lat and bringing my elbow in line with the rest of my torso. There are different ways to hold the handles on these. You could do an overhand, a neutral, or underhand grip. I'm choosing the overhand grip because I feel like that transfers better over to building up the skill of getting my first pull-up, because that's what I'm going for. I'm going for the overhand pull-up. Now I'm about to do machine hip abductions, and I hate this angle of me. Yeah, until I get a tripod, you're stuck with these crazy ass angles. But I do 3 sets of these for 15 to 20 reps, and I just try to crank them out. If I'm able to get more than 20, then I'll do more than 20, but if I'm able to do more than 20, then the next set I increase the weight. Last exercise, yay! So I am doing a plank. I try to hold it for at least a minute. Sometimes I'll go for a minute and a half, sometimes 2 minutes. It just really depends on how I'm feeling that day. And it's not always planks. Sometimes I'll do bicycle crunches or leg raises, but today I just felt like doing a plank as my ab exercise to finish off.